Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm back, and today I want to show you my updated homeschool review portfolio for my 6-year-old for our homeschool review this year. So if you're interested in seeing how I set mine up and to get some ideas. Okay, first up, I want to apologize for not having any work shelf or workbox activity, sorry. For this week, we just got back in town from Thanksgiving on Monday, and we've been hitting the road with homeschool co-op, with activities, with sports classes, with basketball, with life, coming off a vacation out of town. So I am definitely going to be uploading that video tomorrow for our I is for Igloo for my pre-K, and then for my winter theme work boxes. So stay tuned for that. But another thing I've really been focused on is this. We're having our curriculum homeschool review tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I just wanted to show you what I put in my 6-year-old's learning portfolio. In the state of Maryland, you are required to do, if you are going to homeschool through the county, you're required to do a homeschool review annually. I only have to do it for my 6-year-old because my 4-year-old, my 3-year-old they don't qualify. Compulsory education in the state of Maryland begins at the age of 6. Last year I did a homeschool review and he was 5. I didn't have to. I jumped ahead of the game. I was excited. But I will definitely link that video of his portfolio from last year in the description box below so you can see how I set that up. But jumping right on here, here is his portfolio for this year. Solomon's 2016, 2015, 2016 learning portfolio. Same binder from last year, 3-ring binder. Okay, so jumping right in the beginning, I put right here in the front page, I put any correspondence I have with the county right here, just so that if I have to reference that during the review, I can bring that out really quickly. One thing my county is good at is just keeping us up to date to what they want us to have available or ready for review. So here is the home instruction review sheet that comes in the mail before I do my review, and this is pretty much what they're going to use to review me during our homeschool review, and it asks for these specific topics. So that's why I always make sure that these are the things that I include in my portfolio. Nothing more, nothing less. I give them what they ask for. And here's an idea of our review from last year. This is how my county does it. Pretty much, they ask you a curriculum that you're using for each topic, what he's doing for physical education, if he has any extra stuff going on. They check off if it's acceptable, and you move on. Okay, so that's pretty much what the review sheet for my county looks like when it's over. So here it goes. Language arts, I'm including the workbooks for Christian Light Education that we've completed. So we've completed this workbook. Again, one thing that's very important for homeschool reviews, again, this is my county, but I'm pretty sure this will help you out as well. Always include dates. Always include the dates. Just do it. They want to see that there is a consistent flow of work. They like to see the dates flowing, just so they know that you're consistently schooling. Okay, so that's a completed workbook, and here's the one we're currently on, and again, they want to see the dates. Make sure you keep everything dated. I have his spelling notebook in here as well, and his reading log, because they ask for reading and writing, okay, for language arts specifically. So I'm including spelling, reading, and sample work of writing his language arts. I have his spelling test, a couple of samples of spelling tests so that they can see with dates consistently what he's doing. I included some classical conversations notebooking pages about English grammar. We were doing English prepositions, so they can see he's learning prepositions, he's learning how to write them and use them in sentences. Done. Moving on to math. Again, I included the workbook. They want to see the work. And again, everything has to be dated. Make sure that you include dates on the tops of your pages, just so that they can know that there's a consistent flow of work. I also include samples of hands-on activities that we're doing that's not in the workbook. So his Thanksgiving, shopping for Thanksgiving dinner activity, I included that. I dated it. I showed him writing out the work and explaining what he did, and the extensions of the additional activities we did with the same thing. And again, more classical conversations, notebooking pages about skip counting by 14s, skip counting by 15s, and he was learning the squares. Done. Only samples, not everything. Science. For science, I included an activity that he did at Homeschool Co-op with classifying the 5 kingdoms of living things. I included that. The date is on the top. I included a hands-on activity when we're learning about plants, leaves, and stems and their purposes. I put that in there. I put his nature journal so they can see that this is a part of what we're doing. We go outside, we study nature, we do some kind of botany. We're learning about conifers, we're learning about monocots, we're learning about dicots, stuff like that, so they can see what we're doing. I include even pages of things that I've explained to him. Sometimes as homeschoolers, we don't always write everything out. The kids aren't always writing. Sometimes it's a dialogue. Sometimes it's a, let's take this and go outside and find a monocot. Let's find a dicot. Let's find a conifer. I show that this is what we had conversations about and that we did that day, and as well as some more notebooking pages where he's learning how to write the words of the parts of plants, and then diagramming the plant, animal, cell, compare and contrast. Done. Samples, just samples. History, hands-on Montessori inspired activity where he matched the 7 wonders of the ancient world to their actual names, picture to the name. Samples of notebooking pages and pictures of Confucius or whatever we were doing that week. Okay, moving on. This is geography. This section right here, geography. And now these dividers are very simply made with cardstock and sticker for a chalkboard sticker. A presentation that he did on Greece, a picture that he drew and he explained parts of Greece and what have you that he did for classical conversations. Geography notebooking pages once again where he wrote the names of certain parts that we were studying that week. We were doing China, and he identified the rivers. He was able to point them out to me. Same thing here, identifying circle locations from Eastern Asia, identifying circle locations from Japan. Moving on, health. I included the workbook, his My Plate curriculum, what we've been doing with that as a group study with his little brothers. Nutrition education for kindergarten. Why is it kindergarten level? Because we're doing it with his little brothers. I'll explain that to her too, and then she'll see that we're actually doing something for health. Latin, again, notebooking pages for classical conversation. Everything with a date. Everything with a date. Fine arts, they did mirror images, abstract images, 3-dimensional images. This is what he did at Homeschool Co-op. I included that, and I included music theory, talking about music theory, learning notes, learning songs on the tin whistle. I included that with dates on when we discussed this or we played these songs on his tin whistle. Physical education. I'm going to be printing off the basketball schedule for the basketball team and the practice dates, as well as a couple of pictures of him actually participating on the team. And that will be under his physical education. I can print that out today. And social studies, boom, social studies notebook. Social studies workbook. And I even threw in the Bible workbook just so that she can see that we do Bible as well. And even a little sample of a craft for 10 Commandments that he did when he was at Co-op. Done. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. This is how I'm structuring it this year. I'm just laying his workbooks as well as samples right in here. I'm going to show up with this. I'm going to present it to her, and that will be the end of it. I hope you have found this video to be helpful. Always include dates. That's the only thing I can know that is really important in my county, is to always include dates, and as well as bring your teacher plan book or whatever way you have of planning and writing out what you're doing from week to week, just to show a consistent flow, let me get to it, of what you've been doing. For instance, if I can finally get there, consistent flow. Okay, week 6, this is what we did. Week 5, this is what we did. Week 4, this is what we did. Week 3, this is what we did. Just so that they can see that you're consistently thinking it out. It doesn't have to be this detailed. It could be a notepad that says Monday, February 6th. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be something that they can see that you have been putting thought and planning into it. And I'm also bringing my foundations guide just in case she's a little confused about what Classical Conversations is all about. This gives her the weekly breakdown of what we're doing. For instance, we're on cycle 1, and it just shows her here we did this for history, this for geography, English, Latin, math, science, so on and so forth, just so she can see. So I hope you found this video to be helpful. Tips that I have is just simply making sure you bring your lesson planning book, bring your samples, not everything, just bring your samples, and bring the main workbooks that the kid probably works on from day to day. But dating is very key, and a consistent flow, just to show a consistent flow of learning. So I hope you guys have found this video to be helpful. I will definitely be uploading our workbook and work shelf and workbox activity videos tomorrow after I get this out of the way. So I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.